Ladies and gentlemen, on Tuesday, Jean Beliveau, one of the greatest and most beloved players in NHL history, passed away. Beliveau played for the Montreal Canadiens for parts of 20 seasons and was a 10-time Stanley Cup champion as a player. The Chicago Blackhawks' thoughts and prayers go out to Jean's family, friends, and the Montreal Canadiens organization. Please join us in a moment of silence in honor of Jean Beliveau. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And now please remain standing. Kindly remove all hats for the singing of the Canadian National Anthem. Then please remain standing to honor U.S. Marine Sergeant Nicholas Mink, U.S. Army veteran Specialist Sean Donnellan, and joint organist Frank Pellico, and soloist Jim Cornelison for the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner.
Oh, Canada, terre de nos aïeux, ton front est ceint de fleurs glorieux, car ton bras s'est porté l'épée. L'histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. For the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rang clear, the bombs bursting in air.
Welcome back inside the UC, where we mentioned Antti Raanta, who gets the start tonight. Has played in 4 games this year and only 7 goals against in the 4 games in which he has appeared. Though his 5th start of the year tonight, his 2nd consecutively. At the other end, Carey Price, one of the best in the game, but we mentioned the Canadiens are struggling a little bit their last 5 games. He's lost 2 of his last 3 starts and 7 goals against in those 3 games. The officials tonight, led by Ghislain Hebert and Dennis Leroux. They'll be the referees tonight. There's Mr. Leroux. The linesmen, Darren Gibbs and Greg Dvorsky. The Jonathan Toews line opens up for Quenneville, Hossa, and Saad on either side. It'll be the Buchanan's line for the Canadians, Gallagher and Galchenyuk on either side, and we're underway.
And this first period is brought to you by Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Honda dealers.
Buchanan brings it around the boards. There's Galchenyuk with a little room. Gallagher carried on. Brendan Gallagher pulled up, tapped a quick shot into the glove of Antti Ranta. Your AT&T Uverse starting line is going to be located at the top of your screen. Right there. Bill Quenneville, his team coming off a victory over division foe St. Louis, where he was generally pretty satisfied with the way that game went against a bitter foe. A game that usually takes on a fair amount of physicality, and whatever there wasn't the other night, he felt his team never went away.
Yeah, answered the bell and thought it was a sluggish start, Pat. In first 6-7 minutes, Hawks were not sharp in that game.
Gonchar shot way up high, then runs up in behind. The Canadians have to go back and tag up, so now that happens, so we can play on. A pass here, Seabrook missed. Chased down by Kruger. He drives and shoots. And a short side save made by Price, who thought he had it. Still in his locked in his arm, but the puck had come loose. Kruger takes over. Back to Oduya with a long attempt, never getting through. Now it bounced back toward the middle, and the Canadians will start back. Weiss, his pass picked off. Good play, Oduya. But the Hawks couldn't get anywhere with it as they appeal off the chain. 40-year-old Sergei Gonchar. Another pass behind his winger. It's going to be touched up Oduya and icing Montreal.
Well, this outlet pass by Brent Seabrook was intended for Nordstrom. And here comes Marcus Kruger to be able to negate the icing. And you're right, Pat. Price was just kind of squeezing that right arm, thinking that he had it, and the puck was in behind the net. But a good idea there from Marcus Kruger. A nice goal the other night in that game against the St. Louis Blues.
Right, here's the draw. Hawks chase it down. Versteeg able to beat Gonchar to it. Now Kane. Checked by Eller. Emlyn took it away and put it off the glass. Back to the other end. The race is on. Hjalmarsson's got to hurry, and a hustle play saves icing by Parenteau. Now Oduya fired it back the other way. This will be icing Chicago. A reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, you can look forward to Miller Time later in the game tonight, brought to you by Miller Lite.
I think for the Hawks, Pat, they really want to try to exploit the defense of the Montreal Canadiens. A lot of changes on the back end with acquisitions by former Blackhawk player and assistant general manager Mark Bergevin. Bringing in a guy like Sergei Gonchar, bringing in a guy like Brian Allen. Keep an eye on that Alexei Yemelin. He's the guy that doesn't mind the run out of position and make a big hit. Remember, he's the guy that collided with Patrick Sharp that knocked him out of commission for 4+ weeks.
Rundblad couldn't get it past Prust. Well, they come back to this side. Prust picked it off. Lines up in behind. Centering pass didn't connect. Weaver kept it in. Then a long shot never got through. Gilbert picked up by the Hawks. Here comes Shaw. Andrew Shaw looks towards Bickle. Centered it. Here's a chance to score. What a pass by Bickle. And Roosevelt, who joined the rush, had time to take a look. Fired it high glove. And the Hawks have the lead.
Great play by Andrew Shaw through the middle of the ice. But you talk about coming in second and third waves. There's Michael Roosevelt. He's going to come in. He's going to find the soft little area, over coverage by the Canadiens, and Roosevelt beats Carey Price to the short side, glove side high. Quick little move. Shaw to Bickle, stays onside. Canadians had guys back. They had 3 players back, but Roosevelt find that soft little area in behind and just wrists it right by Carey Price. And Pat, go back to that game that the Hawks played in Montreal. Was it about 5-6 weeks ago, whatever it was? I mean, that game could have easily been 10-1.
Oh, no, quite. The
Hawks
dominated. They skated circles around.
And Carey Price made 6 or 7, 8 plus saves in that game, and the Hawks were still able to win very comfortably.
Scored 5 on him, and he played great. So that's how much the Hawks, and that for the Hawks. Now here's a chance as they try to center it, picked off Galchenyuk. He needs help from Plekanec, who works his way. The Galchenyuk drives past his check, but it's passed out of his reach. And he whacked it off the side of the net. Now Hjalmarsson. He'll circle back, turn it over. Desharnais center one, quick shot, and a save. Raanta on a redirect rebound. Picked loose by Raanta, and Oduya tries the near side. It'll bounce back the other way.
A little help there, Pat, from Johnny Oduya, not allowing that shot to get all the way.
Here's a steal, and a shot by Kruger is blocked by Price. Keith kept it in to Seabrook. Now Nordstrom wheels it back to Keith. Then his pass stolen, and the Canadians break back. Miller gets it into the Hawks. Desharnais did. He was checked.
So Seabrook.
And Smith back to Seabrook, who cleared to center. Maybe it's in the midst of a change as Parenteau gets into the long shot, kicked away Raanta. And Richards rolled it loose. It winds up back at the Montreal line. But it's ruled to be an offside play.
Well, fans, don't miss your chance to catch all the exciting Blackhawk action from in between the player benches. Bid on the CME Group seats through the online CME Group seats auction. For more info, visit ChicagoBlackhawks.com.
All right, here's the draw. Kane gets in there quickly. Patrick Kane. Back to Roosevelt. His long flip shot hit traffic in front of Parenteau. And the Canadians get back to center. Eller dumped it. Roosevelt back. He got checked by Eller, but didn't turn over the puck. Versteeg got there to help, and then Richards flipped it out to center. Here comes Kane, speeding to the line. Nearly got away from Yemlin, but the puck escaped and held in Richards. Wants Kane in deep. Now Versteeg. Versteeg chipped it back. Rundblad, a longer shot into the glove of Price. Well, Michael Roosevelt, who scored that goal, joining the rush after a real sweet pass by Brian Bickle. That's the first of the year for Roosevelt. We've described him before as a defensive defenseman. He's getting close to 850 games in the league, and that's a 66 goal ever. So when he's able to chip in offensively, not quite like winning the lotto, but it's close.
It's a big help. You know how important the Blackhawk defensemen are in the offensive part of the game. And Michael Roosevelt had some good years in Pittsburgh and in New York. Offensively, when he got opportunities, Pat, to be a little bit more offensive and be on the power play at certain times. And certainly when you get up there in age and become one of the elder skates, you're not going to get as many looks.
Shaw around a check center, but he wanted Bickle, but he was well covered. And now Pruss. Checked by Bickle. Subban just pushed Shaw out of the way. Then they got back together, and it won't be the last time 65 in red and 76 in white get together tonight. You can be sure of that. Now Shaw comes over to have a little chat with him. Two feisty competitors who really like getting under the other guy's skin.
Two guys could certainly talk a stamp off an envelope, partner. There's no doubt about that. Andrew Shaw playing some real good hockey as of late. Right off the opening faceoff the other night, Pat, he got a little bit of a head-butting right off the opening faceoff there with Steve Ott and the St. Louis Blues.
Galchenyuk shot hit his own man, Gallagher. Alex Galchenyuk with Brendan Gallagher in behind. Rolled it loose. Yemlin's long shot blocked nicely by Bickle, whose stick broke when he blocked the shot. And the Hawks able to get it out. And the whistle goes. The puck went up off the netting.
Well, tune in tomorrow for a brand new episode of Blackhawks All Access. Step off the ice and go behind the scenes with your favorite team tomorrow after post-game live. Had a quick little shout out here to Melissa Langsdorff, originally from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, now makes her home here in Chicago. A chance to meet Melissa on a flight from Philadelphia on Thanksgiving Day, so becoming a big Chicago Blackhawk fan.
Well, after coming from there to here, it won't take her long to figure it out.
You'll have nothing unlike it.
Here's a keep by Saad. He got checked right away by Subban. Now Markov will go the other way, and the Canadians, Pacioretty find a long pass, but Desharnais chipped in. Hunt looks towards Hjalmarsson, who was checked. Hunt's able to get it out to center. Now Weiss steps back in, looks to center. That's picked off nicely by Oduya. Dale Weiss lost it. Then Nordstrom was checked, couldn't get it out. Held in, put Cannons a long shot, hit a leg in front to Toews. And Jonathan Toews able to sidestep a check. Too bad he's at the end of his shift. He really wanted to carry that in, but had to dump it and get off. Now Gallagher, he's straightened up by Roosevelt with a good check on the boards at center. Nordstrom the other way. With a long wrist shot that's blockered aside by Price. Smith rolled it loose. Keith shot it. Gloved by the Montreal netminder.
Well, 18 days ago, the Hockey Hall of Fame became a greater place with the induction of my great partner, the great Pat Foley. A Chicago guy, he has called Blackhawks hockey for over 30-plus years. He is the voice of Blackhawk hockey. Nobody has done it better. Congrats, partner. We are so proud of you. We love you. And tonight, the Blackhawks, their fans, and your fans will recognize this truly tremendously tremendous honor.
This is unbelievable. I mean, I really appreciate this recognition from the NHL Broadcasters Association. I'm humbled by it. It is a completely surreal experience. In my world, since I can never personally win a Stanley Cup, this is it. And the greatest thing about the Cup is sharing it. When John McDonough came to talk to me about maybe coming back to the Blackhawks, I was thrilled. And since my return, it's been absolutely amazing. You know, I don't think the story's over. I think there's a few more chapters to go, and so I'm going to try to do good at that.
Ladies and gentlemen, the latest Foster Hewitt Memorial Award winner for outstanding contributions as a hockey broadcaster, Chicago's very own Pat Foley.
Way to go, partner. Wow. Well, that's pretty cool. Here's the best thing about that. Mom's here tonight, so she got to hear it, and I'm pretty sure there was nobody louder. But thanks to the Blackhawks for doing that. Thanks to Comcast. Geez, they gave up a commercial spot to hear that. So
you'll have an invoice in your car.
We got good news and bad news.
Love the bobblehead, too. Love it. Foley bobble night here tonight and recognizing the induction into the Hockey Hall of Fame.
Well, I think the word surreal still applies, but there's been a lot of people along the way who've been more than a little bit helpful, including the guy you just heard from, and I'm so thrilled to sit next to every night. He's the best in the business at what he does. Here's Richard driving, shooting. His backhander went through the goal mouth. Going to be held in by Keith. Bounced it up in the air and captured by Eller. The Canadians then get it out. Well,
Hawks are really quick to lose pucks, and that line especially, Pat. We talked about them in the open. Richards, Kane, and Versteeg doing a lot of their damage below the goal line. Cycling, supporting, strength in numbers.
So tried to make something happen off a turnover. Now rolled it loose. And a centering pass stolen by Taves to Saad, who has a little room. Brandon Saad got into the zone. Was checked, but still got it to Taves. Donovan Taves spins to his forehand on. Here's a shot and a save by Price on Hossa, who had a wonderful chance set up by the captain.
Yeah, he sure did. And once Carey Price went down, Pat, there's a lot of room upstairs. So I think you got to have a slight hesitation. If you're Marian Hossa or any Blackhawk shooter on Carey Price, when he moves, I mean, he's effortless when he moves laterally. That's a situation there to let him go down and just think about throwing those hands up towards the crossbar.
Well, yes, he's telling that poor guy next to her, yeah, that's my guy. That's my kid. There's Mother Mary, and so great to have her in Toronto, able to enjoy that celebration.
Might be signing an autograph here shortly.
All right, now Weiss. A check. Puck picked up by Keith. Good pass ahead. Here comes Shaw with a little room. Gets the line. Left it. Nordstrom wrister to hit a skate. Now bouncing high into the air. Comes down to Subban. Cleared it back into the Chicago zone. Pacioretty. Oh, he tried to make a pass, but he didn't connect with Desharnais. If it's on the tape, there might be a Montreal chance. Back comes Kruger. Gets into the zone. Strips of it there. Now Smith to Oduya. This pass missed. Going to be icing Chicago.
Well, Duncan Keith will hold a charity concert benefiting Keith Relief on Tuesday, January 13th, 2015, at Joe's Bar on Weed Street in Chicago, featuring country music, act Eli Young Band. All proceeds will benefit Keith Relief and Ronald McDonald House Charities. VIP tickets are on sale right now at DuncanKeith.com. Doesn't get any easier than that. DuncanKeith.com.
Canadians get a draw. Weaver to Galchenyuk. He's near their scoring lead. Good shot blocked for Cannon's tries. That didn't get through either. And the Hawks able to get it out.
Good play by Roosevelt, getting that way, a shot, and then just get it into the neutral zone.
Here's Hjalmarsson. There's bank pass missed Hossa, but he tipped it, so no icing here. And Weaver will roll it back the other way. Hjalmarsson, who's been a plus 13 in his last 11 games. Continues great defensive play. This puck dumped in.
Better juggling on the back end here, Pat. Defenseman.
Quick shot was blocked as Hossa's attempt never got through.
Hjalmarsson and Keith out there together.
Yeah.
Right,
and it happens when they're killing penalties, not usually 5-on-5. Here's an attempt by Taves that's blocked. Now the race is on, and Trust is going to get to the net. Brandon Trust is in. Good save by Runta. Trust had him all alone from the blue line in. Runta beat him. Outside centered it, and Hossa kicked it loose. Saad rings it to the other side. Taves arrives and left it in the corner. Markov took it away from Saad, and the Canadians try to get out, and then Dude.
That was a heck of a pass there from Manny Malhotra. Little area pass there. Got a little air under it and let Prus skate in all the way from the red line in.
Richards now cuts up the middle. Centered it. Pass received by Kane, who's at a bad angle. And Rundblad had it knocked away. Seabrook able to cut across. Couldn't get it out, though. Held in Parenteau. Shoots one. Blockered away by Runta.
He's been the most effective forward, in my opinion, for the Canadians. That's P.A. Parenteau.
Yeah, the early going. He's certainly had plenty of jump tonight. That's an offside play, an intentional offside. And we are 1-0 Chicago.
Welcome back to the United Center up at press level. I'm Tracy Myers for CSNChicago.com. First thing you notice about Antti Ranta, he's always happy, always upbeat. Coach Joe Quenneville said that attitude helps Ranta gut through those long waits between starts. Q added that as obvious as Ranta isn't being here, he's always trying to get better. He's never satisfied with where his game is. Pat and Eddie, back to you.
All right, Tracy, thank you very much. And you can follow Tracy Myers, our Blackhawks insider, all season long on CSNChicago.com, presented by Nationwide's Jeff Vukovich. Vuk! Click JeffVuk.com. Nationwide is on your side.
In behind Ben Smith, able to come up with it. Smith now with a wraparound. It escaped him. Then Nordstrom, goal post. Joakim Nordstrom beat Price, but hit the far post, and it stayed out. Well, it's taken by Yemlin, and Nordstrom stepped right into him. The puck taken away, but a pass didn't connect with Smith, and Price would like to settle things down here.
Good patience there from Joakim Nordstrom. Good cycle play, good support. Kruger and Smith doing the job below the goal line. Take the puck right to the net, and then here comes Nordstrom. Little forehand, backhand. Oh, off the post. Remember what I said earlier, Pat? When you get the puck on Price, you got to freeze him. You got to hold on to it a second longer. And that's exactly what Nordstrom does. Outweights him, hold, and unfortunately puts it off the near post.
Hey, how about Joakim Nordstrom? Eddie, I was looking today. He's got 20 hits. There's only 3 forwards on the Blackhawks team that have more than him. He's played 8 games. So he's been very effective when called upon. A tough shot stopped here by Price. Good effort to get the puck to the front of the net. And Price able to deny the chance for side.
Good effort there. Breakdown and coverage for the Canadians off that faceoff side. Side got inside position. Got a real good chance.
So Nordstrom is 4th among Hawks forwards in hits for the season. Anybody who follows this team would know who the first 2 are, Shaw and Bickle. Who do you think is the 3rd forward with the 3rd most hits on the team? Think about that for a second. See if you can come up with the right answer. Side rings it around. Seabrook for Side in behind. He works against Barkov. Side centered it. Hossa with a quick one-timer, but he sort of shanked it wide. And it bounced back to center. Hjalmarsson to Kane. This pass nearly stolen now is by Weiss, who steps in and snapped it off. Rister well wide. Held in by Gilbert. In behind it goes. Now a pass in front. Pacioretty, his shot blocked. Good stick there from Kane. Rebound in the corner. Shot back around the boards. Kane has to go get a new stick. His broke on the shot block. Gilbert kept it in. Now Weiss goes the other side. A quick shot, and Ranta moved from post to post to beat Desharnais. Best sequence of the game for Montreal. Finally the Hawks get it back, and here they come. Versteeg gets the line. He wants Kane. There's the pass, but it was short and it escapes. And Yemlin took it back.
Good back check there from David Desharnais, too, there, Pat. Really came back and put some pressure on Kane.
Now in behind, Oduya couldn't quite get there. The Canadians clear their zone. Rosenthal had the puck in his feet, going to be held in. Now Hulk, a quick shot. He snapped the wrister wide. Came back to the line. A long attempt. Subban never got to the net. And Brady trying to pry it out of the corner, could not. The Hawks clear their zone. He's going to be offside as Carcillo preceded the puck over the blue line. 5.5 remaining in the first. The Hawks with a 1-goal lead. Welcome back to the UC. The Hawks with a 1-goal lead late in the first. We wondered if you knew, with Joakim Nordstrom being the 4th leading hitter among Blackhawks forwards, the first 2 are Bickle and Shaw. Who would be number 3? How about number 81 in red? Marian Hossa is the 3rd leading hit man among Blackhawks forwards this year. Now, I certainly think that it's amazing what he does on a nightly basis. Yeah. The relentless back checking that is as good as anybody in the league. Now, he does only have 3 goals. If there's a downside, the finish that we've been accustomed to has not been quite there yet, but the chances have been, Eddie. So you worry if there's no chances. You just think it's a matter of time before he's going to start lighting it up regularly.
Yeah, he can still have an impact on the game, Pat. even if he's not scoring. And that's something there's something there for a player to be able to have that type of impact, because you know the effort's going to be there, the defensive part of the game is going to be there, and that's what separates Marian Hossa from a lot of players in the league, is that he's able to just put pressure on people and give them no options when they have the puck.
Penalty Shaw. Cross-checked Markov down from behind. That was an easy call, and the Canadians will get the first power play.
The Canadians with a little bit of a push here. And there you see the hit from behind. Not a good penalty by Andrew Shaw. He's better off to play the puck there. One hand on the stick.
Hey, Eddie, tonight, with the Blackhawks scoring the first goal, this is the 19th time that the Montreal opponents have scored the first goal of the game. They've only done it 9 times. Their opponents have done it 19. And yet, here they are, 9 games over 500. So, great resilience by Michel Therrien's team. But you're asking for trouble if that continues to be a pattern, you would think.
Yeah, and I think, too, Pat, the goaltender gives them an opportunity maybe to get their skates under them, if that makes any sense. So if they do get there, he's not going to give up. I know the Blackhawks got a boatload against them, a couple of weeks ago, but he's the type of goaltender, certainly in my top 5 without any question, Carey Price. So if you do give up one, there's a pretty good chance you're not going to give up another one, and then you allow you get into your set and get your game going.
Gonchar's one-timer, good right pad from Runta. That was a Runta righty, and the Hawks able to clear it. Montreal's power play, just 3 goals the last 7 games, 3 out of 21. And the Blackhawks PK, you see, continuing spectacular work all season long. Now, Markov goes to the other side. 40-year-old Sergei Gonchar. And then Markov. And Markov's long wrister tip, the redirect wide from Gallagher. Chased down by Keith. Made a good pass, and Hossa able to get rid of it. Boy, both guys were under intense pressure, and they still got the puck out.
Not a lot of room there to make those 2 plays.
And Keith and Hossa both real solid work with a minute remaining now in the Canadian power play. Then moved it ahead. Desharnais put it to the other side. Pacioretty left it. Desharnais takes it. Sekash goes near the front of the net. Subban works a give and go. No lane there. He moved it to Pacioretty. Subban. Now, here's Pacioretty. There's a long one-timer. Block Smith. Seabrook down to the deck, and he's covered the puck up, so rather than let everybody hack and whack and create a problem, the whistle goes. We mentioned that 40-year-old Sergei Gonchar. This is amazing to me, Eddie, but the Montreal Canadiens in their entire history have only ever had 3 guys dressed for their team when they were 40 years old, and the first 2 were goalies. So this is the first skater they've ever had as a 40-year-old in their lineup.
It's pretty incredible.
Guy with 800 career points. If he stays in the lineup all season long, he'll get to 1,300 games before it's over.
I coached Sergei Gonchar, Pat, when I was in Pittsburgh, coaching the Pittsburgh Penguins, and we'd come out of the work stoppage, and when we got Sergei Gonchar, he looked like he had taken a year off. I mean, he couldn't skate a lick, really, sadly. And it took him a while to get back into, hockey shape. And a guy that's been able to do it in a lot of different cities, a lot of different teams. And it really helped out the Pittsburgh Penguins when he was there in particular. Evgeny Malkin developing a real strong relationship with him when the head coach of the Montreal Canadiens, Michel Therrien, was the coach of the Pittsburgh Penguins at that particular time.
Trying to get the clock sorted out. They're trying to add 3
Well, that's happening, Pat. Let me give a quick shout-out. A belated happy 13th birthday to Aaron Jazgierski from Tinley Park, and that's highlighted from Denny Savard.
All right. All right, the puck back in play. Markov to Subban's one-timer. Oh, that hit the goalpost. And the rebound to the Canadian. Oh, Pacioretty rolled it back to Subban. And a long wrist shot missed. And another shot. That goes wide. Two opportunities for the Canadians that missed the target. Penalty over. Both teams full strength. Chalmerson rolled it loose to Hossa. Now Taves, with his teammates changing, gets into the zone, dropped it back. Here comes Kane. Patrick Kane looks back to Brent Seabrook. His long shot into the glove of Price, who had a very good look at that one.
Well, time now for our Hyundai What to Look For. We talked about the second line in our open partner. The numbers of Chris Versteeg, Brad Richards, and number 88, of course, in the last 8 games. I really think that the chemistry has developed, Pat, below the top of the circles in the offensive zone. And that's where they've really generated a lot of plays and simplified the game and got off to a terrific start.
A chance here, and out comes Runta, rebound, and Crust lifted. Brandon Crust, who had a breakaway earlier, was beaten on it. He had a wonderful rebound chance there with part of the net wide open and couldn't put a fork in a bouncing puck. And here comes Versteeg with Kane, 2-on-1. Patrick Kane for Versteeg. Goal post. He hit the outside of the near post on a great setup by Kane. And Crust got it to an open wing. Netcash has to turn back. 2 minutes remain in the first period. A lot of iron in the period. The Hawks have a goal from Roosevelt. They've hit the post twice. The Canadians have hit it once. Here's a wrist shot by Smith that stopped. Rebound loose. They score! Ben Smith! Ben Smith able to pick up his own rebound. He didn't have a point in his last 5 games, but finally able to notch a tally. And the lead is doubled.
Big smile on the face of Ben Smith, and rightfully so. That is a happy human. Great power move right there. He goes right around Alexei Yemlin. But look at the Blackhawks going to the front of the net. Nordstrom's there. Kruger's there. And Ben Smith, the guy that makes the play initially to enter the zone, is able to put it in behind Carey Price. Subban has a chance to clear it. It's a failed clear. And then the reaction from Smith. And the Hawks up by 2.
Now the Canadians, Gallagher rolled it out to center. Galchenyuk dumped it. Duya pressured by Buchanan. And a centering pass. Gallagher, goal! He scored! Brendan Gallagher fired it just inside the far post, and the Canadians get the goal they just gave up right back. They scored about a half a minute, little less, under half a minute, to draw back to within 1.
Well, Brendan Gallagher got into soft area coverage, Pat. Look at Levin and White. I mean, he's right there all by himself, and that puck is in and out really quick. What a pass there from Alex Galchenyuk. But to play from low to high in the slot there, below the goal line, get it out quickly, and Gallagher gets the Canadians some life late in this first period.
And now here they come again. Gonchar rolled it in. Pacioretty, a long wrister, glove by Runta.
Man, I want to go back to that 2-on-1 with Kane and Versteeg, but I want everybody to keep an eye on this area here. Watch this pass by Brad Richards. What a beautiful redirect to create that 2-on-1. Versteeg to Kane, and then the opportunity back as the other end. Off the side of the, outside of the right post. But just a beautiful play and a great look from our Xfinity telestrator.
Final minute of the first. And now Keith, there's going to be a penalty coming up here against the Canadians. And Blackhawks look like they're going to get their first power play chance of the night.
That's going to be on Sergei Gonchar for interference there, Pat. Mentioned it a little bit earlier. We talked about it. That's where you really want to try to get on some of the defensemen that maybe aren't fleet of foot. And there's that play from Gonchar, just not moving his feet. Easy call for the official. So the Hawks give up a goal in the last minute 20 of the first period. Get an opportunity here in the last 48.7 on the power play here in the first.
Canadians don't get the draw. Seabrook tried to keep it in, but it's taken by Kane in center. Hawks power play without a goal their last 3 games. Nothing out of 10. This one is dumped in.
1911 resulting in a Blackhawks.
Emelin got checked in deep. Now a pass back is picked off by Prust. One final rush in this period. The Hawks man advantage. Into the corner. Versteeg got turned around. Kane came up with it, tried to bank it in off Price. That didn't work. And now a wraparound and a save by Price as Taves got to the front of the net. Tried to power it home, but downstairs was Price to keep it out of the net.
Little power move. Throw the puck to the front of the net. You never know. Where's the strength behind the goal line? And there you see Carey Price down. Taves has one opportunity, ends up going off the right pad. Then the Canadians are able to tie up Versteeg and force them to almost pull that shot instead of getting it on the Canadian goaltender.
Well, the Canadians actually outshoot the Hawks 14-12 in the first period. Goals from Rosenthal joining the rush, then Ben Smith able to pick up a rebound. And the Canadians got a Gallagher talent.
Blackhawks hockey on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you in part by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. Visit buyhyundai.com. BMO Harris Bank. We're here to help. Ford, who invites you to visit your local Ford store or localfordstores.com. Corona Extra, find your beach. And by Kia. Visit mykiachicago.com to learn more.
I got to get me a couple hundred of those. I love that bobblehead of my great partner, the great Pat Foley. Well, welcome back to the United Center. The Hawks with a 2-1 lead over the Montreal Canadiens. Well, earlier this evening, Dave Casper, Executive VP and Head of Commercial Banking at BMO Harris Bank, presented the awards for the BMO Harris Bank Youth Hockey Player Coach and Volunteer, and also Annie Kam is the Director of Youth Hockey for the Chicago Blackhawks on the far right. Mick Mulady of the Kankakee Irish JV is the Player of the Month. Mick helped organize a face-off against Lyme disease hockey benefit to raise money for his sister's medical care. Mick is a member of the Student Council and the golf and tennis teams. Jackie Webster Koistra is a coach for the St. Jude Knights Youth Under 12 Girls. All right, out in Southwest Ice Arena. Frankie DiCristina and Rick Farron out there at Crestwood, Illinois. Jackie has a 2-year-old daughter, Emma, as the St. Jude Knights girls program and ADM Learn to Play coordinator. Jackie got 47 girls to participate in Try Hockey for Free Day. And Roy Pfeiffer volunteers this time for the Oak Park and River Forest High School Hockey Club. Congratulations to one and all to the BMO Harris Bank and Chicago Blackhawks award winners for the month.
Remember now, the Hawks with 72 seconds of power play time to open up period 2 on a fresh sheet of ice. But the Canadians get the draw. Manny Malhotra, boy, he is really something. He's at 62% this year. And up among the league leaders almost every year that he plays. Been a great face-off man for a long, long time. Oh, a stick came up and got Kane on an offside play. And I did not see an arm go up from any of the officials.
No, and I actually thought it was the linesman that blew the whistle, Pat, to stop play. There you see the stick clearly. 4-minute call to PK Subban. Well, the second period is brought to you by Chevy and Chevy Drives, Chicago.com. The Hawks with a 5-on-3 for 56 seconds.
Could well be a game situation. So the Hawks up 1. And a wonderful opportunity to extend this advantage. Hossa comes out to work at a point along with Keith. Taves, Kane, Versteeg in front. So a big face-off help here, Malhotra against Taves. And the Hawks get the puck. Hossa. They get Taves near the front of it. Kane backdoor pass and a little too hot to handle for Versteeg. Now Keith. Versteeg. Now across to Hossa, then Keith. Hossa. Kane waits. Centered it. Up off the ice. Versteeg couldn't redirect it.
If Versteeg gets his puck here, Pack, he can take the puck right to the net if he wants.
And instead, Weaver cut across. So Versteeg steps in behind. Now Taves for Keith. A shot sticked away by Price. Rebound Plekanec. And a great keep by Hossa. 15 still in the first penalty. Kane walks and wires. And a save by Price on a stick got him. But Price stays in the play. Now Weaver. His clearing attempt blocked. Taken by Kane. Rolled it back to Hossa. First penalty over Montreal. Here's Keith. Looking to center. It did not connect with the Kane. Hossa now peels off to change. Getting another man on for the one-man advantage. Keith will take a look to Richards, who just came over the board. Keith missed Richards with a pass. Now here's Keith. He looked for a tip, and he got the tip from Taves, but a great save by Price. And the Canadians finally cleared.
Remember that save. That is a huge save. What a play there from Keith to Taves.
Hawks dump it in as they're changing. The Canadians did not get it out past Kane. And now a penalty for interference off the play. Brad Richards is near the box. He's going to have a seat right there.
It was only his second minor of the season, and there you see Brad Richards. I don't think he was ever looking at Manny Malhotra, but certainly interference. And there's a great shot pass from Keith to Taves, a redirect, and a beautiful save by Carey Price. And here's that chance from Patrick Kane over to Chris Versteeg, a little bit too far in front of him, a little too hot to handle. And now we'll have 4-on-4 hockey here. Man on man, forwards have the defense and the defense have the forwards.
Draw one Desharnais. Now a long shot by Yemlin, kicked aside by Ranta. And now Kruger moved it ahead. Oduya looks for Kruger, driving to the net, to the backhand. What a save by Price! Marcus Kruger got Carey Price down. Could not lift the backhander, but a great save, and Price has made several of them already here early in the second.
Beautiful pass there from Johnny Oduya. He was making that pass. Marcus Kruger was, thank you very much, Oduya.
Now back comes Saad. Dropped it back to a vacated point. Now Shaw. Knocked away Gallagher. And then Hossa drops it back. Seabrook for Shaw. He steps into the zone. Drops it to Seabrook. He feeds Keith. Seabrook's shot is blocked by Galchenyuk. Galchenyuk, a good pass, and Sekhash going to get right to the goal. And a save by Ranta. Yuri Sekhash had Ranta to himself and could not beat him. Now the puck held in Galchenyuk, who made that great feed to spring his compatriot. It's dropped back. Yemlin back to Galchenyuk. And Yemlin. Galchenyuk whipped on a one-timer. And it's picked up by Seabrook. Seabrook into the zone. Taves left it. Kane shot it. Blocked away by Price. Rebound to Taves. Battles towards the middle, but too many white sweaters there. And Weiss cleared it to center. Couple of seconds now on a Blackhawks man advantage, but Plekanec 1 against 3. Did not beat Roosevelt. Rundblad comes out. Taves chipped it towards Kane. He drives. He shoots. And a save by Price. Oh, Carey Price the show here in the second. Now Richards dropped it back. Rundblad. Now taken by Kane. Here's Richards. He chipped it ahead. Taves. Canadians penalty over now. Both teams full strength. Rundblad with a shot. Hit the skate of Kane. And Rundblad kept it in. Back of the goal, Taves. Donovan Taves flipped in front. Blocked by Richards, but Price still able to stop it. And the puck cleared to center. Weiss works his way into the zone. And a Parito shot right on. Handled by Runta. Rebound to the Hawks, and Roosevelt moved it ahead. Richards gets the line. Pass well in front of Kane, who's heading for a change. Back comes Plekanec. And Galchenyuk, he's checked. Nice play by Roosevelt, by Hjalmarsson. And the Hawks come back. But a mishandle by Nordstrom. And they battle to the corner. Dug out Kruger. Kruger dropped it to Hjalmarsson along the shot block. And the Canadians, Gallagher, got checked at the blue line. Back comes Kruger's got Nordstrom with him. Here's Kruger. The shot partially blocked, then floated to Price's glove. He holds it, but Carey Price absolutely brilliant here in period 2.
And that's why the 2 saves he's made here in the second period, Pat, are GMC professional grade saves. Taves to Kane. Opportunity, and there's that beautiful pass from Johnny Oduya to Marcus Kruger. Just not able to open up that stick blade, Pat, and get elevation. When you get in that tight, you either got to hold on to it a second longer or be away from the goaltender in order to open up that stick blade and then be able to throw it up towards the crossbar. So again, patience, hold, and when you get him moving laterally, you got to get that puck upstairs. 2 huge saves.
Hawks have already had 8 shots in the first 6 minutes of this period. Now Keith, the tireless Duncan Keith. Look to move it out. Here's Seabrook. And Bickle storms into the zone, but surrounded by 4. It's taken away Prost. Seabrook pursued by Prost. Now Prost got to it in behind. And then Prost got knocked down. Taken away by Seabrook. Going up the boards. It missed Carcillo, but gets back to the other end. Going to be icing Chicago.
Well, Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois has teamed up with the Blackhawks and moved 2 lucky fans closer to the action as part of tonight's Blue Seat Upgrade Experience. Don't forget to bring your Blue Cross and Blue Shield card for your chance to win. Blue Cross through it all. Congratulations to tonight's winners. And a special happy 25th birthday today to Ellie Hillstrom.
And Carcillo playing in his 9th consecutive game tonight. This pass didn't connect, and to be icing Chicago. Danny Carcillo in the 8 straight games that he's played in has 4 points, 2 goals. And more importantly, he's been a plus player. So a guy who has really become a fixture in the Hawks lineup the last couple of weeks, and deservedly so. Certainly played his role to perfection.
Role players got to do 2 things, Pat. I mean, everybody's got a role, but 2 things: accept and execute. Call those the 2 E's. I know one of them you don't spell it, but just go with me.
Hey, listen, I'm always with you. I don't know if all the Brother Rice teachers are with you, but here's Carcillo trying to float it in front. It's blockered aside by Price. And now the Canadians look to start back. Desharnais Didn't stick Oduya at the line, but he still centered it. Pacioretty's touch pass didn't connect. Now it's bounced back to center. Hemlin lost it as he got to the line. Carried out though. Gallagher centered a quick shot. And it might have been a block by Oduya. Deflecting that up high. And now the puck bounces on the board. Saad couldn't pick it up. Gallagher did. Flipped it across. Gonchar fires. He scored. Sergei Gonchar as the Blackhawks had it. Failed to get it out. It's 2-2.
Pat, what a pass by Brendan Gallagher. Little forehand, backhand move. He puts it in between two Blackhawk players. I believe it was Oduya and Hossa. And then Sergei Gonchar just absolutely lights it up. Watch the pass that Gallagher makes right here. Right there. That gets Gonchar. He's outside the dot. You got net front presence there with Galchenyuk. But you called it, partner. Hawks weren't able to get the puck out. Blue lines become so important. You got to get it in. You got to get it out. And then Gallagher makes a heck of a play over there to the elder statesman for the Montreal Canadiens, and twos are wild here in the second.
So icing Montreal here.
Well, the Blackhawks family would like to say hello to a close family member of the organization, Lisa Strada. Lisa, we know you are really fighting right now, and you should know that we are all thinking about you every step of the way. You got a loving husband, Todd, and three good-looking young humans, Joey, Vince, and Dom. Our thoughts are with you and can't wait to have you back at a game really soon.
Yeah, that'll be great. Clearing attempt held in. Kane. Rolled it back. Jonas' long shot. Fought off by Price. Good save in some traffic created by Versteeg. And Markov shot it the other way. Another icing call against the Canadiens. Oh, no, it's waved off. Chalmers has got to play it. Here comes Chris Versteeg. Whipped it as he got to the line. And the puck shot up over the boards into the Canadian bench. As Richards was checked while that happened, wound up on the deck. We're tied here at 2.
Well, time now for our Illinois Lottery. Anything's possible, and take a look at the rankings for the fewest goals allowed per game this season. Hawks #1 in the entire National Hockey League, and we've talked a lot about the Nashville Predators, Pat, and they're just having an outstanding season. Beat the St. Louis Blues last night. The Hawks will jump on their charter after the game tonight and head to Nashville to take on the Predators.
We'll see you again tomorrow night, hopefully, for that matchup. And if the Hawks should be able to win this game, they could draw to within 1 point of the division leaders. Well, that issue now in doubt halfway through, as the Canadiens, who were once down 2-0, have tied the game. Taves, checked by Gilbert. Desharnais here to center. Pacioretty's going to retrieve. Pacioretty's backhand shot filled by Runta. It gave Pacioretty a little bit of the business after he let that shot go, and they both wound up on the deck.
Well, the 2015 All-Star fan vote is underway. Cast your vote for Taves, Kane, Sharp, Keith, Seabrook, and Crawford. Every ballot you cast is another chance for you to win a trip to the NHL All-Star Weekend in Columbus, Ohio. Visit NHL.com/vote to vote today, or tonight, or tomorrow. Got a couple of special wishes, Pat. The great Keith Tkachuk send his congratulations to you for the honor, obviously, to the Hockey Hall of Fame and also tonight's recognition. Also, the great Doc Emmerich wanted me to pass along thoughts on the nice video tribute to you here tonight as well.
Oh, cool. Well, thanks to those guys. And they're two of the many who said this a lot, but the best thing about this game is the people in it, and the high class of the individuals involved in the sport. So, Wald and Doc, we appreciate the good thoughts. Canadians change on the dump in, and Oduya. So almost forgot a little something. Able to play it to Jalmerson, and Versteeg tapped it in, but it didn't stay there long. Sekash the other way. Here Sekash. Takes a look in front. His pass was tipped. Richards comes out. Now Rundblad. David Rundblad tonight is in his fourth consecutive Hawks game. Which for him has been a rarity to play this many games in a row. So getting a good look here, usually paired with Roosevelt.
Right-handed D-man playing the left side.
Now a long shot. Parenteau, blocker to side. A good look at that from Ranta. All right, here's Mike Weaver now for the Canadians. That rush broken up. Back comes Toews. Desharnais took it away. Toews took it right back. Now Saad rolled it in behind. A pinching Seabrook tried to keep it. As they work along the board. Finally, Toews won the puck, but his pass didn't connect. Pacioretty the other way. Has to dump it in as the Canadians in need of a change. Hawk trying to catch him in it. Here comes Hossa. Markov got off the bench in time. Malhotra rolled it over to the boards. Parenteau, a weak clear, held in. A long flip shot from Keith, never got through. Now picked up Hossa. Centered it. The pass picked off the Toews. He fired a rocket up off the glass. And the Canadians, Malhotra finally managed to get it out. Quickly back in Shaw. Puck escaped him. And now Roosevelt got squeezed to the board.
One thing the Canadians have improved on in this game, Pat, is their coverage in their own zone and through the middle of the ice. There's not a lot of odd man situations going on as there was earlier in the game. Seems like they found their skating legs.
Here's Shaw fighting his way into the zone. Bounce it in behind. Bickle centered it. It bounced just beyond the reach of Carcillo. Here's Oduya. Strip. Good play, Gallagher. And it'll be dumped into Chicago ice. Here comes Shaw. Bickle. Put it deep. Hawks changing in the process. Gonchar starts him back. Now Keith. Back into Canadian territory. Bryce able to knock it away from the on-rushing Kruger. Held in Keith. He got checked at the line by Sekash. Now the Canadians get it in offside. 6.5 remaining in period 2. Chicago, Montreal, even. Well, now that I have been immortalized in plastic, a real sincere thank you to the Blackhawks for making bobblehead night happen, and certainly all the response and the feedback I've gotten on my text messages and so forth. I think this is more meaningful to people than the Hall of Fame. But anyway, thanks to the Blackhawks for doing this, and thanks to the good folks at Athletico for being willing to sponsor that. Mark Kaufman and Carol Zaplicki very involved in making all that happen. So the entire Foley family is very grateful to all the folks who were responsible for bobblehead night. And anybody that I know who has a stocking, guess what your stocking stuffer is at Christmas? All right, penalty coming up here. And the Blackhawks now in need of a PK to stay tied.
Well, that's one of the penalty killers going into the box. Marian Hossa is in the box. A trip.
Canadians have had just one opportunity so far tonight. So the Hawks have now killed off 18 in a row over 6.5 games. Parenteau off the draw. Subban.
Marion, Hossa, 2 minutes for 50.
They get the Desharnais to the front of the net. Here's Subban. Parenteau. Looking for somewhere to go. P.A. Parenteau. P.K. Subban. He goes the other side. There's a quick shot. Never got through. Good block. Keith. Galchenyuk, or I should say, Pacioretty held it in. Here's Hjalmarsson. His clearing attempt will be kept. And now Parenteau. Down low. Desharnais. Now Pacioretty. He got squeezed to the boards. And a steal by Keith. A good pass. Got a 2-on-1. Smith has Kruger with him. Smith, the shot. Saved by Price. And Ben Smith, near the end of a shift, wanted to take some more time off the clock, but went down, and here come the Canadians. Second gets in against Oduya. The Canadians are changing. Here's Galchenyuk. Dropped it back to complete the change. Now Gonchar. Can't find a lane. Markov to Gonchar. A long one-timer is blocked in front to Taves. And Jonathan Taves works back into the Canadian zone. He was stripped of it there. Good stick Markov, and back they come. Galchenyuk turned it over at the blue line. Puck went out, then came back in. Gallagher thought he was going to be able to save the offside call. It didn't happen, and they're going to move the draw all the way back into Canadian ice.
Well, good pressure by the Blackhawks to create that 2-on-1. Pat Duncan Keith started it all, and then the quick little turnover, outlet pass. Ben Smith does a good job here recognizing that the Canadians were coming back. P.A. Parenteau on Marcus Kruger. Never a bad play to get that puck there. That good save from Carey Price.
Canadians get the draw. Still with a man advantage. Galchenyuk with a ring around. He's got tied up with a bouncing puck in the corner, but Hjalmarsson got there to support, and Smith got rid of it. Another real solid PK turned in by the Blackhawks. As Seabrook, going to whack at it, it's going to be held in. Galchenyuk. Back of the goal, Buchanan. Rolled it out, Gonchar. Now Oduya comes this way to Seabrook. He's got plenty of time. This got checked at center ice. And now the Canadians miss on a pass, icing Montreal.
Well, tomorrow the Hawks will face off against the Nashville Predators down in Nashville. Chevy Hawks pregame live begins at 5:30. Hawks and Preds tomorrow, right here on CSN.
All right, now the draw. And Richards able to beat Malhotra there. Here's Kane to Rosabal. Long flip shot, sticked away Price. Richards rolled it back. Rosabal rings it around. Kane able to hang on to a bouncing puck. Then Versteeg. Back to Rundblad. A long shot is blocked. Cleared to center. Here's Patrick Kane. In his last 3 games has been credited with 4 goals. Gets it in. Rundblad walks it back to Kane. He moves it. Oh, a pass missed for Steve. Now Rosabal. Then Kane moving to the middle. Lost possession of it. Rosabal to keep it. Kane again. Versteeg rings it around. Cross taken down by Kane. Penalty. I said taken down. His stick got near the legs of Frust, who went to the boards. Kane, you can see, a little bit bemused about the call, but Montreal to the power play when we come back.
Well, welcome back to United Center here from our Xfinity Telestra. I want everybody to keep an eye on the right skate of Brandon Pruss when Patrick Kane comes in. Watch. Stop it right here. Now look at, you see how his skate started turning? The referee obviously sees what's going on in this area from Patrick Kane, so it makes it look like he trips him, Pat, but he was already going off balance. Just bad timing there for Patrick Kane. You can understand why the official made the call there. Great pickup by our terrific crew here at the United Center.
It is so much fun bringing these games from the UC to the great Blackhawks fans, and Program Production sets it all up for us. They do a fabulous job. But the Canadians now on the power play. Parenteau going down low. Here's Subban's one-timer. He scores. Pete Case, Subban, a bullet, top of the ring. And the Montreal Canadiens have notched a power play tally to take the lead.
Well, a face-off win. 13 seconds after the penalty to Patrick Kane, and Antti Raanta can see it, but he can't stop it. I mean, that's right in between the glove and over the shoulder of Raanta.
So 3 consecutive goals for the Canadians. And the first one was a really big play. It came less than half a minute after the Hawks had grabbed a 2-love lead. He came right back the next shift and scored, and now they've got 2 unanswered here in the second. And the visitors in front. Switch to the icing Montreal. The Canadians have been a good road team this year. Now they're 8-5-1 so far this year away from home. They're 17 points on the road. There's only 16 in the league better than that. So they've been pretty solid away from the Bell Center. And they're giving the Blackhawks a stern challenge here tonight. But it's a very different story without the guy that just caught the puck. I mean, Carey Price, particularly early in this period. I mean, it could have turned into a very different scenario without some brilliant work from Mr. Price. Here's the draw. That rings it around.
Bickle went for the big hit there. Sorry, Pat. He went for the big hit, and Subban knew he was on the ice, and he just bailed at the last second.
And now Carcillo gave a good jolt to Sekad. And here comes Markov. Youngblood back. Now Bickle. Long feed picked off. 100 seconds remaining in period 2. Rosevall's long feed just jumped away from Bickle. Shaw was offside anyway, so the whistle goes.
Give a shout out, Pat, to the O'Sullivan family out there at Tinley Park. 4 ladies came out and saw us at the Buffalo Wild Wings this past Tuesday out there in Frankfurt. Big Blackhawk fans, they think you're the greatest. Who doesn't?
Well, you know, thanks to our great friend Brett Feather from Anheuser-Busch for setting up those, sponsoring those appearances that we did. We did 5 of them at different Buffalo Wild Wings, every one of which was really well handled, and we appreciate the great hospitality we got from the BWW folks, and it was really a lot of fun to do those. And we, on a nightly basis, met all sorts of really wonderful folks. And the other night in Frankfurt, Denise Sojak was there, wrote a really nice letter to both of us, and so did Jennifer Keith. And it was on a nightly basis. Every time we did one of those things, it was really an uplifting experience for us. So thanks to the great Hawks fans who came out. And to Buffalo Wild Wings and Anheuser-Busch for making it happen. Here's Saad out of the corner with a minute to go in the period. Seabrook's long shot. Oh, good save by Price through a Taves screen. And Carey Price able to locate and hold.
Well, you mentioned it, Pat, a difficult stop with net front presence. Brandon Saad made a good pass here to Brent Seabrook. And look right in front of the net. I mean, Carey Price is standing straight up. I mean, he's just absolutely looking up and over Tom Gilbert and Jonathan Taves. Talk about head up. Brent Seabrook looking. And look at that puck. Just sticks right to him. No rebound with Taves looking for any kind of a second chance opportunity.
Here's Galchenyuk looking to drive. He's a wraparound and a save by Runta. Rebound taken by Versteeg. Galchenyuk starts the Canadians back. Galchenyuk, good pass. Gallagher a shot right on and a save by Runta. Rebound picked up by Seabrook. Kane's touch pass didn't connect. And Runta comes well out of the net to try to beat Gallagher to a loose puck. Well, that's ruled to be offside anyway.
Well, Wednesday, the Bulls take on the Brooklyn Nets here at the United Center. Tune in to Bulls pregame live, presented by Coors Light at 6:30 right here. Get a little Stacy, you get Neil. You get Neil, you get Stacy. You get them both right here. Comcast Sportsnet. Brooklyn soon to be the home of the New York Islanders. And we'll see the Islanders, Pat, in what, 8 days from tonight?
Yeah, be there next week.
And talking about quick teams, they can really get up and go. Having a terrific season.
Absolutely one of the great surprises in the first third of the season. Well, surprise is the right word, but they're doing a lot better than most people thought they would. We'll put it that way.
Well, as soon as general manager Gar Snow went out and got 2 top 5 defensemen and Nick Leddy and Johnny Boychuk, they went right up the ladder there.
Hosa's drive attempt, he was taken down. He then went crashing into the hole. That got him in the hip. And Marian Hossa went skidding into the goal as time expired. You can see in some distress.
Yeah, the referee, Denny LaRue, waving for Mike Gapsky, who's going to make a jaunt over to Marian Hossa. And good to see Haas get back on his own. On his own there, Pat, and there he goes sliding right in, and as Carey Price watches him slide right into the goal, the Hawks will have an opportunity to start the third period with the man advantage.
And an opportunity to answer the Montreal power play goal that gave them the lead. That's the tying goal from Gonchar in the middle part of period 2, and the PP tally from Subban has put the Canadians in front through 2 on West Madison Street.
Blackhawks Hockey on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you in part by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. And by AT&T U-verse. AT&T U-verse high-speed internet. The U-verse revolves around you. Call 1-800-PIC-ATT.
Welcome back inside the UC, where the Hawks UC trail by a goal, getting ready for the third period. We have a chance to talk to assistant coach Kevin Dineen, brought to you by Pace Madison Stadium Express. Kevin, a big situation to start the period. You got a power play right off the hop, fresh ice. Anything you'll try to do maybe differently than maybe what we've seen on earlier power plays tonight?
Well, I think we've got a couple good looks, but we need to start with some possession out there. Get onto it, get them moving a little bit, and then exploit them once we get them moving. So that's our thought process moving in here.
Anything on the entries, Kev, that you might want to try to do a little bit differently here? There's an opportunity to shoot the puck in at all?
Yeah, well, that's always a good option. That's always in our playbook. But, we had some great success the other night versus St. Louis on all our entries. So we feel that Montreal can react to us. So be an important part of the game.
Hey, Kev, just can you elaborate on that a little bit about the ad-libbing of knowing when to shoot it in and when to carry it in if you have that support through the middle of the ice?
Well, when you got the kind of skill and speed we have on the sides here and the players carrying the puck, your first preference is to carry the puck in. But we've got a few looks where we know that if the puck's going in, it's very predictable where it's going to go, and we've got a really high average to get that thing back. So it's like I say, it's always in our playbook. We'll see how we start here.
All right, appreciate it. Couple minutes.
Okay,
Good luck here, Kev.
Thanks, Kev.
So the penalty at the end of the period, Evelyn has the Hawks with a full 2-minute opportunity here to start period 3. Taves, Kane, Versteeg in front of Keith and Seabrook to open it up.
And the third period is brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places.
But again, he talked about possession, and there's Malhotra right off the draw. He'd take several seconds off the clock. Now it is dumped in. Into the corner, Malhotra couldn't pick it up. Sekash, and a good keep by Seabrook. Here's Versteeg. He spins it back to Keith. Looking to this side, Seabrook. Back to Duncan Keith, and the pass out of his reach. And some pressure from Sekash on Keith. The Hawks will have to chase back. Keith coming out. Kane picks his way to the line. Bounce it to Seabrook. Across for Versteeg. Centered it. Kane was checked as the puck got close. Now Kane takes over. Taves goes down low. Seabrook long one-timer. Missed the net. Rebound. Keith tapped it in behind Taves to Kane. Puck was bouncing on him. Kane able to retrieve. Patrick Kane left it for Jonathan Taves. Versteeg's front of the net. Here's Taves. Down to 40 for the power play. Seabrook to Kane. Here's backdoor to Keith, but the pass was at his feet. He took a whack to Kane, and he had Price down, missed it, and Kane right away reached to his helmet. He couldn't believe he missed that chance.
Pat, from up here, it looked like this puck was on edge when it went to the stick of Patrick Kane. And he knew he had to hurry. Watch the left part of your screen. Puck is going over, bouncing, bouncing, bouncing. Yeah, that puck was on edge. It ended up being flat, Pat. Watch where this puck, stop it right there. See how that puck is on edge? And then now you lose all control as he lets it go. And I mean, you're just airmailing that puck up and over the net. And I don't think that would have went through the uprights at Soldier Field last night. I mean, you just don't know where that puck is going.
Crushed into the zone now to the late man, and Markov couldn't hold the pass. They could have had a pretty good chance there, short-handed. And one final power play rush here. Richards carries. Chipped it ahead. Broke the ball. Centered it. And Saad couldn't redirect. And Markov brings it around. Held in. Rosabal. Now the Montreal penalty over. Both teams full strength. Bounce back to center. Here comes Hjalmarsson. Ups it in behind the Canadian goal. Nordstrom looking toward Kruger. He bounced it in front, but Smith couldn't pull the trigger. A long shot. Hjalmarsson hit his own man. Nordstrom up high. Picked up by Emlyn. Clearing to the board. Pacioretty got it out. Now Hjalmarsson. George Nordstrom, who's well covered. Sergei Gonchar starts the Canadians back. Well, to give it to a guy who was going for a change. That didn't work out so well. And now the Hawks the other way.
Taking my puck and going home.
You're not giving it to me when I want it, I'm leaving. Well, it's a loose puck taken by Plekanec. Into the zone, Gallagher to Plekanec. He drives and shoots. Good shot block. Seabrook is out of play. Well, on Sunday, a wonderful opportunity for great Blackhawks fans to take part in Skate with the Greats. And the best news about this is that every dime raised will go to the Ronald McDonald House. You can see there where to get registered for it. And also on hand, Chris Versteeg and Andrew Shaw are going to be there to sign autographs. They're not skating, but they will be there to sign. But a lot of Blackhawks from years gone by, like Troy Murray and Eric Daze and Cliff Coral and Reggie Kerr and Murray Bannerman.
A lot of speed there, partner.
Formerly a lot of speed. Here's a shot handled by Runta. And he nearly gave a loose puck, then did. Where is it? They scramble. It's hacked to the corner. Shaw retrieving.
Good help there from Bickle, coming all the way back down to help out and get that puck out of the blue paint.
Here's a chance for Shaw, whose shot was blocked. Subban. Markov. Rolled it to the boards. Parenteau. Couldn't get it past Rundblad. Hossa, who doesn't miss a shift after colliding with the net late in the period. Hossa dropped it back. Roosevelt to Rundblad, a one-timer. In his own man, Bickle penalty coming up Canadian. Bouncing puck in behind. Montreal gets it, whistle goes, and the Blackhawks right back to the power play. And we told you this would be early in the game would not be the last time that those two guys, Shaw and Subban, got together. What if these two teams were in the same division? Can you imagine them playing about 5 or 6 games every year?
Yeah, there's something for that original 6 intensity. And there you saw the penalty, Subban on Shaw. So what an opportunity for the Hawks. Second full power play to start in this third period.
And the Hawks are nothing out of 4 with the man advantage tonight and have generated just 4 shots on goal on their 4 power play chances. But of course, you saw a moment ago in the last one, the best chance they had. Puck was on edge and got shot over the top. Here's a Richards. Back to Keith. Touch pass. Finds Kane. Versteeg's at the front of the net. Kane, a long shot. Tip. Good save. Rebound. Centered by Richards into the net. It was hacked home maybe by Taves. And after a great first save by Price, he couldn't get the rebound. The Hawks have tied it at 3.
Full strength in numbers in front of the net. Versteeg, Taves, Richards comes in. Bottom part of your screen, the shot from Brad Richards finds its way somewhere along the goal line, whether Jonathan Taves touched it or not. It goes right between the legs of Carey Price. It looked like, to me there, Pat, Richards was trying to pass that puck. He wasn't trying to shoot it.
Yes.
And don't know if he got it, but the Hawks did. And 3s are wild.
Well, power play conversion for the Hawks answers the late second period power play strike for the Canadiens. And now Keith in some traffic gets turned over, but Nordstrom got it back. Now here comes Dale Wheat. Pass picked off. Bounce out to center. Gonchar just sort of pulled right out of there. Back come the Hawks. Here's Smith. Nordstrom working against Gonchar. Taken away by Weiss. Lifting it high back to the other end. Canadians want to change and they'll get it. Icing is waved off. And right now they are crediting that tying goal to Taves. And here's a loose puck and Price came out to knock it away from Saad, who was rushing in there. Gallagher starts the Canadians back. But now Chalmerson. His pass deflected. Oduya. Pressured by Galchenyuk. Now Subban goes down low. Buchanan center, the pass deflected. Subban, a shot, and a good look for Ranta. He captured the puck and held it. Vienna Beef is proud to sponsor the Chicago Blackhawks Charities annual toy drive this holiday season. Blackhawks fans can donate unused and unwrapped toys at the Hawks games on December 14 and 16 or Blackhawks store locations. For more info, ChicagoBlackhawks.com. puck was dropped unfairly, so we'll line up and do it again. As Kruger, you see, getting tossed out, so Richards comes in. And good move for Quenneville to have the two centermen on the ice in defensive zone draw. Zomerson hacked it out to center. Sekash steps back in. Offside is whistled. 6 minutes gone by here in the third period. It's tree in the turd. See there the AT&T Uverse upcoming schedule with 4 straight on the road. Coming up, we'll be in Nashville tomorrow night for a battle with the division leaders, and then to New Jersey, Boston, and Long Island. That'll be our final visit to the old Nassau County Coliseum at the end of next week. Markov. Weiss cleared it into the zone, and now a backhand shot. Desharnais kicked away by Ranta. Held in Subban. Markov. Hot pass deflects off the stick of Pacioretty, and it's out of play.
Patty, a quick shout out to Tristan Fetzer from Richton Park, who's 8 years old and gave us a real nice picture the other night at that appearance we had. Talking about the Winter Classic and Blackhawks and Capitals on New Year's Day to break in 2015. So a big Blackhawk fan, and I'd like to thank Tristan for coming out and saying hello. He's a good artiste.
Yeah. Better than either one of us, but she can't tell us straight. Now Bickle. They drop it back. Patrick Kane meets that bouncing puck. Then in behind goes Bickle. Rolled it back. Rosenthal, long wrist shot. Tip. Well, that hit a Montreal stick, and Price still stopped it. Then Kane. Rick Handle to the deep slot. Then snapped it off, and a stand-up save. Rebound Bickle. Oh, and he couldn't get rid of the backhand opportunity.
Good play by Gonchar there.
Now Hocha to the other end. He got away from Rundblad, but the puck rolled away, and Hawks able to get it out. Now the Canadians did not get anywhere. Sekash stripped of it. Good poke check. Rundblad, who has time to take a look. Gilbert goes back. Oduya kept it in. Now Smith. Grabbed by Weaver. And then Galchenyuk tipped it out of the zone. Nordstrom steps back in, fired a long shot, blockered aside by Price. Homerson chipped it into the corner. Now around to Oduya. Canadians able to get it out from their own end. Price going to play it himself up to Plekanec. Gallagher on the near side dumped it in. Canadians and Hawks both have completed changes now. And Taves comes out. He just scored his team leading 11th of the year. Taves dropped it to Seabrook. Taken down before he could pull the trigger. Pacioretty the other way has a 2-on-1. Pacioretty has Weiss with him. Pacioretty now to Weiss. Picked off instead by Ranta.
Boy, Max Pacioretty talked about him being one of the better goal scorers in the entire National Hockey League here, Pat. He's got an opportunity to let this puck go. Now, in fairness to him, the puck was rolling a lot of the way, but he's trying to get this puck over to Dale Weiss. Got to shoot that puck. And from our Weather Tech RoboCam, we talked about Sergei Gonchar, right part of your screen, 55 in white. Here comes Brian Bickle. Good stick right there from Gonchar. Right idea there from Bickle, Pat, to take the puck to the net, try to create a chance there, but I'm sure there'll be a little teaching and coaching going on that bench for the Canadians. Talking to Max Pacioretty saying, we like our chances if you're shooting the puck and trying to make that pass over to Dale Weiss.
Here's a long wrist shot. Runta able to stick it away. Richards. Here's it back around. Hjalmarsson. Had it taken away. Quick shot. Goes just wide. Parento. And bounced all the way out of there. Markov ahead for Parento. Stripped by Hjalmarsson. Versteeg couldn't get very far, but managed to dump it. Subban pressured by Richards. Then Markov up the board. Sekash missed it. Parento did not. And they get out. Now, Oduya around to Rundblad. Dropped it back to Oduya, who had just been checked. Must need to have some support there, and the clearing attempt held in Gilbert. Gilbert off the wall. Now he tried to set him a quick shot. Short side save by Runta. Able to deny Tank Brady. A big four-man battle in the corner. Then Shaw came to dig it out of there. And Andrew Shaw with a chip and chase. Weaver back.
Sorry, Pat Oduya with a big hit on Weiss.
Well, the Canadians get out of their own end. Now Hoekstra fires along with it. Runta steers to the corner. Galchenyuk there. Alex Galchenyuk had his pass picked off. The Hawks get it out. They come to the halfway point of period 3. A Gallagher steal. He's checked by Keith. And Bickle able to muscle it off the glass and out. Here comes Hossa. Oops, he lost the puck. And it's taken by Taves. Saad heads for the net. Taves goes across. Here's a chance. A shot. Never got through Hossa, who let it go. But skidding Emelin broke it up. Now Marion Hossa feeds Jonathan Taves. He gets the line. They've got 4 back, the Canadians. Taves looking to buy time. The late man is Smith coming on a change. Back to Taves. Then Hjalmarsson. A wrister floats up off the glass after being tipped. Here comes Saad. Dropped it. Hjalmarsson shot it. That is blocked. And back come the Canadians. A quick pass ahead. Missed Pacioretty, who was trying to sweep to the Hawks goal, but the pass didn't connect with him. It's an offside play with 8.5 to go in the third period, all even in Chicago. We promised it earlier, now it's here. Miller Time, brought to you by Miller Lite.
This is your life partner. That's you. Yes. When I ask you a question, that's what you do. You shake your hand, shake your head, acknowledging the Blackhawk crowd. And there's Mom.
Oh, boy.
That's beautiful, Mom Mary.
Although I have to say, as much as I love her, she didn't bake me any chocolate chip cookies tonight. The gorgeous Diana Olczyk did, and God bless that girl. It's awesome. I'm having a great time in every intermission, just chomping down on these great Diana Olczyk cookies. All right, now the Canadians put Canada able to hack it out of there.
I thought Kruger might have got a penalty there, Pat, for
close,
knocking the stick out of the hands of PK Subban.
Hjalmarsson got a rough ride from Weiss. Boy, Weiss had him lined up, and Hjalmarsson knew he was going to have to play it. And paid the price as Weiss crushed him into the corner. He went right off for a change, Hjalmarsson. Back comes Pacioretty. His rink wide. Gonchar's long shot. That dribbled wide. Now a quick shot from the other side missed, and Canadians need to reorganize.
Yeah, that was Pacioretty. Pat, you see that puck explode off his stick.
Chance here, and Gallagher couldn't get it through, or Desharnais rather. Puck held in to Subban. His touch pass missed. Seabrook takes over. Seabrook moved it out to center. Versteeg dumped it. Barkov. Whipped it out of there. The Canadians get into Chicago ice. Crust, a long wrist shot into the glove of Antti Ranta.
Well, you mentioned it, Pat, the rough ride that Nicholas Hjalmarsson got from Dale Weiss. Good, clean, hard hit. Hjalmarsson pops back up, took a hit to make a play, got it out of the zone. Most importantly, Dale Weiss is one of those honest players, Pat, that accepts his role and has really become a good, useful player for the Montreal Canadiens.
Off the draw, Galchenyuk brings it around. Smith, good reception, and out comes Kruger. The long wrister is handled by Price. Well, mention this guy Galchenyuk a couple of times, Eddie. I mean, he's had a good year in Montreal. He's got 17 points coming into the action. It's third best on the Canadian team. Here's some just impressive. He's second in hits on their team. So not afraid of going to the dirty areas and delivering when he gets there. A very, very skillful young guy.
Very, very high skill.
Battle into the Hawk zone, but the good pressure there, and Richards knocked it loose. Seabrook looks ahead. Kane, the pass is at his feet. It's going to be chased down by Gonchar. Kept by Seabrook. He looks toward the middle. Here's a quick shot. Kane off that block, and inadvertent block by Gonchar. Then the rebound back in front for Steve. He couldn't lift it past Price, who was down. And it's into the corner. Now Versteeg on to pry it loose. He takes control. It's Versteeg looking for a little help. Pass well out of the reach of Richards. Then he got it back for Kane. Quick shot. That's blocked out in front of the net.
Price didn't know where that shot was, Pat. It was bouncing all in front of, all around him. He was looking right in front. He had no idea where that puck was after a couple of shot blocks there.
For a change to be completed. Able to do that while keeping possession. Now just has to fire it out to center. The Canadians dump it in. Marcillo to Rosenthal. His pass missed, going all the way down, icing Chicago.
Tonight's attendance is 22,000.
Well, a couple of close calls for the Hawks in the offensive zone. Great passing there. Richards to Kane. The block by Sergei Gonchar. Hawks jumping in, trying to just throw the puck at the net from any type of an angle. A beautiful pass there from Brad Richards to Patrick Kane.
5 minutes remaining. Galchenyuk shot it from a tough angle. Ranta stopped it. Rebound was loose, but Shaw picked it up and couldn't get it out. Subban goes down low. Quick shot. Good save on the redirect. Rebound. Hit the side of the net. As Keith, or it should say, Rumblad might have saved to go. And now a big scuffle around the blue paint. Ranta, terrific stop early in the sequence, and then might have gotten a little good fortune. But after that skirmish, the game remaining tied late in period 3.
Well, time now for our Kia drive to the net. And that last sequence, Blackhawk turnover kept in by Subban. Plekanec throws it to the front of the net. Now it's Galchenyuk. It's like it goes off the post in behind Antti Ranta. Those blue lines are so important. The puck's got to get out at your blue line, and they got to get in at the attacking blue line.
Has made 34 saves so far in the game. Montreal with 37 shots. Done a real good job offensively at getting the puck to the Hawks net. Here's a centering pass. That went right to the blue paint. Desharnais spins it back. Picked off by Hossa coming out. Hossa has side with him. Mycroft got in the way of the puck carrier. Hossa came off the boards with it. Hossa's quick shot. That's blocked out in front.
How many times have you said that here in the
It's
third period,
amazing,
Pat?
yeah,
There's been
right.
at least 7 or 8 opportunities right around the blue paint.
Now here's a quick shot. Runs a big save. Wonderful chance there for the Canadians. After they had it, lost it, and they quickly got it back.
That was Weiss. Skate right, shoot left. What a late Pat save there.
Well, the Canadians able to get it out of the corner. Gallagher tapped it to the other end. Helmerson cleared it to center. Here's Kruger to Smith. He shoots a save by Price. Rebound held in, then jumped away from Oduya and out. Here come the Canadians. Buchanan threw it across through the middle. And now Gallagher out of the corner. Walks right to the goal. He shoots and a save by Ranta. Hawks D nowhere to be found against Gallagher right there.
I think he was surprised at how much room he had there, Pat. Probably a good thing for the Hawks. He was out of gas, too. I think he was at the end of a long shift and wasn't able to really get there a little bit quicker and give himself a little bit better of an angle. Kruger just shot that out of play.
He did. It's finally been noticed, and the whistle goes.
Well, the opportunity for the Hawks. Ben Smith with the shot. You see the positioning of Carey Price out on top of the blue paint. Good save here. And watch this chance for Dale Weiss. Skate to the right, shoot back to the left. Big rebound. With the Hawks 5 in a picture there, Pat. All 5 players probably within 12 feet, 15 feet of Antti Ranta. Never too late to come back and help out. That's exactly what Hossa did again in the defensive zone.
Now Richards weaves into the Montreal end. Offside is whistled.
Well, for the latest on the Chicago high school hoop scene, tune in to High School Lights tonight at 11 on Comcast Sportsnet and streaming on demand at csnchicago.com/preps. Congratulations to the high school in my neighborhood partner, Stevenson High School.
Yeah.
Class 8A high school football champs. So congratulations to Coach McNamara and the entire football team at Stevenson.
All the old checks passed through there at some point, didn't they?
A few.
All right, here comes Hossa. Quick shot, blocker to side, Price. Marked off the rebound. Able to clear it to center, Weiss. Sending it in, Montreal changing. Hawks are changing too. Keith wanted to move up the ice. Now he'll wait for his 3 forwards to get over the boards. And they'll send it in. Emlyn back. Brings it around. Galchenyuk hacked it out of there. And Oduya put it right into his own bench. With 2 minutes remaining in regulation. Blackhawks goals in the game from Rosabal, Smith, and Taves. Montreal has tallies from Gallagher, Gonchar, and Subban.
And pretty much, Pat, the Canadians have pretty much played 3 lines for the majority of this third period, and as I say that now, they come out with their 4th line here. This line's only probably had about 3 shifts in this third period. Fresh bodies on the ice for Montreal, a lot. Quick, short shifts in this third period.
Crust. Now helped by Sekaz. Crust down low. Looks to center. Here's Sekaz. Fakes, hangs on, then fires. Oh, that's not getting through. The Canadians try to work back in. Crust. This pass tipped. Kick to Versteeg. Richards into the zone. Now Kane rolled it in deep. Versteeg there. It's Versteeg helped by Brad Richards. Duncan Keith. Versteeg. Looks towards Seabrook. Comes right back to him. Now Gilbert. Final minute of regulation time. Pacioretty Walks into the Blackhawks zone, trying to drive on Seabrook. A last-minute poke check by Brent Seabrook, preventing a shot opportunity. There's Pacioretty. Flipped in front, quick shot. Weiss, good save. It went through Runta, but through the blue paint and out the other way. Hawks on the counterattack. Taves for Saad. He wants Kane, who takes the pass and shoots. It's blocked for Rebound. They score! The shot was blocked and it went right to Brandon Saad. Wow, what a fortunate bounce for the Hawks after the Canadians did almost everything right. But Saad found it, and the Hawks lead with half a minute left.
Amazing, Pat. Within about, 10 or 12 seconds, you got a shot by Dale Weiss that goes right between the wickets of Antti Raanta. The Hawks clear it, and then the rush, an extended shift, and then Brandon Saad. Here's that chance for Weiss. Goes in behind. The Hawks get it. They clear it out, and the Hawks are off to the races. Kane to Taves, to Saad. The shot. It's blocked, and it goes right to Brandon Saad. Couple things there, Pat. He stops in front of the net, stick on the ice. You never know it's going to come to you in all-in-one motion. Watch Brandon Saad. Left part of your screen, stick down. No chance for Carey Price.
So Brandon Saad extending a scoring streak to 3 straight games, his best of the year. And he scores his 5th goal late to give the Hawks the chance to sweep the Canadians in the 2-game series. Carey Price on the ice for now. As soon as they can get the draw, they'll get him off. That happens. Montreal with the puck. 20 left. 6 attackers for the Canadians. They dump it in. Back goes Oduya. Clears it off the glass and out. And that's going to be a Chicago's own draw with 13 and a half remaining. So now Taves will go for the draw against Plekanec. Jonathan Taves, 12 and 11 at the dot so far tonight. In here against Plekanec and the draw to the Canadians. Here's a long shot. Subban. And a save. Raanta didn't know he had it. Antti Raanta made the save and managed to hang on to it, but you saw him. He took the look behind.
Well, heck of a setup by the Montreal Canadiens. The key is winning the faceoff. And you like, offensively, you have a left-handed shot in Andrei Markov, and then all he's going to do is he's going to move this puck over to a right-handed shot so PK Subban doesn't have to stop this puck. Rotation, one-timer, and we saw Subban score a little bit earlier in this game in the second period. He can really drift the puck, and this actually knocks Antti Raanta right over. Not sure where this puck is there, Patty. Quick little sneaky peek there, looking for that puck. A nicely executed play there for the Canadians, and this is a huge face-off.
It's on the other side now, so Ben Smith, the right-hand shot, comes on for the draw again with Plekanec. And the Canadians get another draw. It was dropped unfairly. So they'll
have to reset the clock.
Reset the clock. So that happens. 9-7 left. And Smith squares up with Plekanec. And the draw. Subban was checked. Smith trying to just eat it in the corner. He did not want to play up the board. Puck comes in to Jones, and Hawks win. Hawks win. The Blackhawks Ben Smith wisely just went to the corner and ate that puck to take off the last few seconds. And a last-minute goal from Brandon Saad sends the Blackhawks to a 4-3 victory over the Montreal Canadiens. And the Hawks have won 5 in a row and 10 out of 12
had a high-scoring game here, partner, tonight. But it could have been about 7-6. Yeah. I mean, it was just one of those games where it was up and down, chances there, missed opportunities, couple of real good defensive plays, but Hawks able to find a way to win the game very, very late in the third.
19 goals in the last 5 wins for the Hawks, and our Lexus Pursuing Perfection player of the game is the man who scored the 19th. Brandon Saad found a fortunate bounce on his stick, fired it by a startled Carey Price with half a minute left in the game, and that's the GWG for Brandon Saad. Well, let's check out the UC reception for the 3 stars tonight.
A Bud Light. The number 3 star of the game for Montreal, number 55, Sergei Gonchar. The number 2 star of the game from the Blackhawks with 1 goal and 1 assist, number 19, Jonathan Toews. And the number 1 star of the game from the Blackhawks with his 5th goal this season, the game winner in the 3rd period, number 20, Brandon Saad. Please turn your attention to the Blackhawks bench, where Luke Stuckmeyer is with tonight's number 1 star of the game, Brandon Saad.
Brandon, that's a pretty good sweep over a really good team over there this season. How much fun are the original 6 matchups?
It's been a blast. You know, our team playing the way we are in front of our home fans here and getting wins, it's been really fun.
It seems like that game in Montreal kind of sparked you guys. You've really gone on a run since then. You feel like that happened?
Yeah, we're trying to get better and better every game, and to take good things and positive things from that game and continue to get better.
11-3-0 since that game in Montreal. Walk us through the game-winning goal. How did the puck get to you, and what happened?
I gave it to Kaner in the slot there, and I think he tried to shoot it, a kind of a broken play, and it ended up right on my stick, and I just put it 5-hole.
Congratulations. Go enjoy this with your teammate.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Brandon Saad, your number 1 star.